What is up, everyone? This is Anthony, and this is Fantasy Football Hot Takes. Yesterday, you saw Jake come out with a video on waiver wire rankings for you should add and drop for your fantasy team. This week, I'm going to be coming out with a start 'em, sit 'em. I will give you 3 players at each position for you should start and sit for your fantasy team. First, at quarterback, Dak Prescott, who had a very good game against the Cardinals, who have a very good defense. I feel like he will be having a remake this week of what he did last week. Trevor Siemian. He's playing against the Raiders defense. The Raiders do not have a very good pass defense, so I feel like Trevor Siemian will be able to do some damage against them. And Deshaun Watson. He's having a very solid rookie season. He's playing against the Titans, which I feel those two teams will have a very high-scoring game. Sit him, Jameis Winston. Now, Jameis Winston is playing against the Giants defense, and the Giants have a very good pass defense, with Landon Collins, Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, and Janoris Jenkins back there, and Eli Apple, so I feel like he will not be able to do that much damage against them. Joe Flacco, he's just not been doing that great at all this season. He's playing against the Steelers, and the Steelers do have a pretty good defense, so I just don't feel like Joe Flacco will be able to do that much against them. And Alex Smith. Alex Smith has been up and on this season. It's only week 4, I know, but in week 1 he played against the Patriots, and he did very good against them. But I feel like he will not be able to do that here in week 4. I feel like the Redskins defense and Josh Norman will be shutting him down. Starter running back, Jay Ajayi. He's playing against the Saints defense. You have to start him. He's going to be running all over the Saints defense. He is one of the best running backs in the league, and he will go off for your fantasy team. Another starter is Leonard Fournette. Now, Leonard Fournette is having a crazy rookie season so far. He's been doing great for fantasy, and he's playing against the Jets defense. He'll have a huge workload of runs in this game, and he'll be running all over this Jets defense. And Christian McCaffrey, who's having a solid rookie season so far too. He's playing against the Patriots. I say in PPR leagues, you have to start him. He's catching a bunch of balls out of the backfield and in the slot. So if you have him on your team, I would start him. In standard leagues, I would still start him. If you need some points at running back, I'd put him in there and it'll help you win your game. Sit him. Lamar Miller. He's been losing a lot of touches to Deontay Foreman, and he's been not being able to run the ball that much, which will not get him any points. And I would just not start him in this game. You could go pick up somebody off the waiver wire, which Jake probably gave you some running backs to pick up, which you should go watch after this. Amir Abdullah is playing against the Vikings defense, and Amir Abdullah has not been doing good this season. He's not been doing great. He's playing against the Vikings defense, who shut down Jacquizz Rodgers to about 1 point. So I would just definitely not start him against this Vikings defense. And then we have Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram is leading the Saints backfield in touches, but he has been averaging less than 8.6 points a game. I would just, if with that kind of numbers, I would not start him. You can go start a running back that will perform better than you than that. And then start him for wide receiver, Larry Fitzgerald. He did great against these Cowboys on Monday Night Football. I feel like he'll be able to have a remake of that game in the next game in week 4. Keenan Allen. I feel like he'll bounce back. He did not do great. He did not do great at all last week. I feel like this game, Phillip Rivers will be trying to get him the ball because they need to win this game. And then Stephon Diggs, who did crazy last week. He destroyed Jake in fantasy. Destroyed Jake. He was the top leading scorer. I don't know if he'll be the top leading scorer again this week, but I feel like he will get your fantasy team a lot of points. So definitely start Stephon Diggs. And sit him. Pierre Garçon. He's playing against the Cardinals defense. The Cardinals have a very good defense. I feel like Patrick Peterson will be locking him down the whole game. He did have a great game last week. I just feel like he will not have the same production this week. Michael Crabtree. He's playing against the Broncos defense. The Broncos have a very good pass defense. And Michael Crabtree is sometimes up, sometimes down. He can be in a slump. He could be really good. But he's playing against the Broncos defense, so I feel like it'll be one of his slump games. And then Jeremy Maclin has a pair of touchdowns this season, 2 touchdowns. He's not getting too many points for your fantasy team, and Joe Flacco getting the ball isn't great chemistry, I feel, and they're playing against the Steelers. Steelers, I feel like, will be able to shut him down and not let him get any points this week. Well, he will get points, just not too many. And then tight end, Kyle Rudolph. Hasn't been doing great this season. He is playing against a Lions team that give up a lot of points to tight ends. I feel like he's going to be getting the ball a lot this game, especially in red zone. I feel like he can get you a touchdown this week. Jimmy Graham. Jimmy Graham has not been doing good at all. He might have even got a goose egg in the last game. But with Doug Baldwin possibly out, he could be getting a lot of targets in this next game, and Russell Wilson will be trying to get him the ball very quickly because of this O-line is collapsing so much. So if you have Jimmy Graham in your lineup, I say start him. Charles Clay, he did very good in his last game. I know he caught a touchdown. I feel like he can definitely do that again this week. Sit. Kobe Fleener has not been having a very good season. He's not been getting the ball too much. It's been mostly Michael Thomas and Coleman in these last few games, and Willie Snead's going to be back, so he'll be losing even more catches. Julius Thomas has not been having a great season at all. His production's not going that great at all. I just feel like you should not start him. David Njoku. David Njoku does have a pair of touchdowns. I just feel like he will not be able to do that again. He's a rookie, and he is a rookie throwing the ball to him, and DeShone Kizer. I feel like he will not be. That chemistry is not going to go that great, and they will not be able to not do good this week. Defense. The Seahawks playing against the Colts. I feel like the Seahawks on defense can get Jacoby Brissett quickly. He can be staying in the pocket, looking for who to throw the ball and get some sacks, and probably get you some picks where Jacoby Brissett throws some balls away. And then Jaguars. The Jaguars have been one of the best defenses so far this season. They're playing against the Jets, who do not have a great offense at all. If you have the Jaguars, you definitely need to start them this week. Bengals. Now, I know the Bengals do not have a very great defense. They are playing against the Browns, who do not have a very good offense. So, I would definitely start them because the Browns do not have a very good offense, and I feel like the Bengals will be able to get to DeShone Kizer and be able to bring him down, and when he runs with the ball, maybe get him to fumble it. Sit him. I would sit the Redskins this week. The Redskins are playing against the Chiefs, and I feel like Kareem Hunt will be running all over the Redskins this week, and they will not be able to stop them. The Titans. I would not start the Titans this week if you have them. They're playing against the Texans. I feel like Deshaun Watson is having a great season so far. He could start running over them, passing. You don't know what he's going to do. So I would not start the Tennessee Titans defense. And the Buffalo Bills. I would definitely not start the Buffalo Bills. They're playing against the Atlanta Falcons, who have one of the most explosive offensives in this league. If you have the Buffalo Bills, definitely do not start them because the Falcons, I feel like, will go off. They have so many weapons. Kickers. Mason Crosby against the Bears. Matt Prater scored more points than Matt Ryan last week, so I feel like Matt Prater will be a very good option this week. Phil Dawson is playing against the 49ers. And then sit him. Dustin Hopkins against the Chiefs. Chris Boswell against the Ravens. And Graham Gano against the Pats. And me and Jake always have one player who we think will have a very explosive game. And Jake's player is Jay Ajayi this week, who will go crazy this week, running all over the Saints defense, which I told you earlier. And my player is Antonio Brown, because I love to go with the receivers, and in PPR leagues, Antonio Brown is crazy, because he gets so many catches and so many yards. So catch us next week on Tuesday and Wednesday for our waiver wire rankings and our stardom sit-in, and we'll catch you guys next week. Peace.